Hello and welcome to Elecspo. You asked for it, so here it is, part 2 of my making a non-league club rich experiment. We did it with South Shields. I thought it went wrong. Actually, it turned out okay. When we left things after 10 seasons, South Shields had made it all the way to League 1. They are only 2 divisions away from the Premier League, just so close to the promised land. Personally, I thought it would go a little bit better. I thought it would splash a bit more cash. I think one person put in the comments that all I've done is made a sustainable football club. That's not what I wanted. I wanted big money signings. I wanted a bit of pizzazz. But either way, South Shields are doing pretty damn good, and they are heading into League 1. Let's go back into this simulation. We're going to do another 10 seasons of this experiment. Let's see if South Shields can go even further in the English Football League. And if you haven't already, drop a like on this video, comment down below, just something nice even if you don't mean it, and make sure you subscribe to the channel. Anyway, back to the experiment. Okay, this is where we left things. The 9th of June 2030, South Shields beating Grimsby Town 3-2 in the League 2 playoff final, meaning the Mariners are going up to the 3rd tier of English football. It's been quite a rise. They've now got Simon Grayson as manager. They're still rich. Reputation's up to 2 stars, so that's on the rise as well. They've increased the stadium. Things are looking good for South Shields. We haven't had any major, massive names arrive in terms of big money being spent on transfers. A lot of it's been spent on wages, staff, facilities and whatnot, which, I mean, it's not quite as exciting, but it's working. South Shields are going to be in League 1. Let's simulate a year into the future. Let's see how they get on in the 3rd tier of English football. Right, here we are another year into the future, the 9th of June 2031, 11 years of this experiment, and South Shields have survived. They are still a League 1 club. They have came 15th, 7 points clear of the relegation zone, 55 points on the board. I think that's a pretty damn good season, considering this is the highest they've ever been in their history. To finish 15th, 7 points clear of the relegation zone, pretty comfortable. That is a damn good season. Let's check them out. They are still rich. They are still managed by Simon Grayson. And they ended the season with a 3-0 win over the champions, Bristol City, that is pretty damn good. Let's check the schedule out, see if they've had any cup joy elsewhere. The League Cup, they were beaten. Christ, what a derby that'll have been. South Shields versus Newcastle United. And it was the Magpies who went through, but Shields did go ahead. What a game that would have been, man. Papa John's Trophy, they didn't make it past the did they get knocked out in the group stages? It looks like they did. FA Cup, they made it to the 4th round. They beat Carlisle in the 3rd round. That's not too far away. I mean, it's cross country, but still. And then in the 4th round, they were beaten by MK Dons 2-1. That was the end of their cup exploits, but quite an exciting season for South Shields. Let's have a little look at their transfers. Again, not big money spent, £47.5 thousand. One interesting name there, Cedric Itten. I think is he not a Celtic striker, or is it Rangers? Christ, I've just done the cardinal sin there. It's Rangers, isn't it? It's Rangers. Everyone, calm down. It's Rangers. It's not Celtic. Anyway, in his first season with South Shields, he scored 5 goals, 3 assists and 4 Man of the Match awards, which is an alright start for the new South Shields number 9. They've also got Pedro Chiravella, the man who was just stuck in the Liverpool reserves for years. How's he got on? Let's have a little look. He's done pretty well as well, coming from Angers. Wonder what kind of wages South Shields are putting out now. Let's have a little look. Go to the senior squad. The top earner is on £38,000 a week, and that is Cedric Itten. Otskaya, he's on 28 grand. Stuart Cormack, 22.5. Pedro Chiravella, 22.5 grand as well. And Atakan Karazor also earning more than £20,000. Let's compare that to some other League 1 teams. We'll compare it to Peterborough, who are going up to the Championship. Let's have a little look at their top earners, and then we'll have a look at Bristol as well. So with Peterborough, the top earner is getting just £10,500 a week. I mean, I say just, it's a lot more money than I'm on, but I mean, when you compare where the 2 teams are in the table, it's ridiculous how much money South Shields are paying. Let's have a little look at Bristol City. I think theirs will probably be a bit more than Peterborough's. Their highest earners, Kai Corbett at 34 grand. They've also got Liam Delap on 31 grand. But I mean, quite similar figures to what South Shields are paying out, which shows the difference between the 2 teams, because Bristol are a team that are heading up to the Championship. I mean, they've only spent 1 year in League One, so I mean, their wages are at a Championship level. It just shows if South Shields can get a promotion, they do still have the money to solidify themselves in the second tier, maybe even go one further. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to go 4 years into the future to 2035. By then, South Shields, perhaps they could be in the Championship. They should at least be solid in League One. Let's go to 2035. Let's see where they are then. Right, here we are, the 12th of June 2035, 15 years of South Shields' journey of being a rich club, and they are not in League One. So either things have gone wrong and they've tumbled down the Football League, or they've gone even higher. You know what, I'm an optimist, so I'm going to look at the Championship first, see if they are there. Let's have a little look. There they are. They have just suffered relegation from the Championship. They've finished 23rd. They finished ahead of Bournemouth. I mean, that's alright. Bournemouth were a Premier League club once upon a time. They got 37 points. They were 10 shy of Millwall, who survived in 21st. So South Shields, they have made it to the second tier, but they are going back down to League One. But I mean, just look at this league. Some of the teams that have been alongside: Aston Villa, West Brom, Nottingham Forest, Watford, Derby, Brentford, Stoke, 2 North East rivals in Newcastle United and Sunderland, even Middlesbrough if you think that's in the North East. South Shields have done incredibly well. Let's have a little look at how they've got on in recent years. Has it just been a flash in the pan in the Championship, or have they been there for a few years? Let's have a little look. So we left things in 2031 when they came 15th in League One. Season after they came 18th. Next year they came 6th. They made it into the playoffs but were beaten in 2033. And in 2034, they came second to go up automatically. So they spent 1 year in the Championship and it has ended in disappointment. But they've had a taste of things now and they are clearly still a club on the up. They're classed as rich, their reputation's gone up half a star to 2.5, and they've got themselves a new stadium, moving to the South Shields Stadium, which holds 12,000 fans, which is more than double what they had at the First Cloud Arena after they renovated it, made it bigger. Christ, couldn't get me words out there. I was on an absolute roll. Let's have a little look. The youth and training facilities have been upgraded. They've got a new chairman. Obviously, the move to the new stadium. It's all been going on at South Shields, but they are going down, so that is a little bit disappointing. But that's fine. They've had a taste of Championship football. They know what it's like. They'll know how to do better next time. Let's have a little look at the transfers, and for the first time in this simulation, they have actually spent big money. Season prior, they spent £4.1 million, which was their biggest spend yet. But in this season, playing in the Championship, they spent £15.75 million. That's an absolutely huge spend, considering for years they've been spending absolutely nothing. But it's backfired on them as they are going back down to League One. Let's see what wages South Shields are paying out, and we'll compare it to one of the bigger teams in the Championship. The biggest earner is Aurelien. I don't know how to pronounce his name, but he is the kid who's really good at Monaco right now. Either way, he is the top earner, earning £49,000. I've got a few players earning more than 40 grand. Let's compare that to some other Championship clubs. We'll compare it to Newcastle just because, you know, it's local. Newcastle came third in the table, and their biggest earner is on 54 grand. So it's more than what South Shields are paying, but it's not that much more when you consider the difference between these two clubs right now. I mean, let's compare it to Sunderland out of interest. Sunderland came 17th here in the Championship, and their highest earner is on 32 grand. So South Shields are paying more money for players' wages than Sunderland. Consider that. Sunderland spent like a decade in the Premier League. By 2035, giving South Shields a bit of money, they're outspending Sunderland. That's absolutely huge. But in the Championship, it has backfired for the Mariners. They're going back down to League One, but still things are going well. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to go another 5 years into the future. That'll have been 20 years of this experiment. By then, I'd like to think South Shields will be back and solid in the Sky Bet Championship. Will that happen? Let's find out. Right, here we are on the 10th of June 2040, and just as I predicted, South Shields are solid in the Sky Bet Championship. They spent another year in League One. They came 4th. Season after, in 2037, they won the title, and now they've just had 3 seasons of survival in the Sky Bet Championship. The first season they came 16th, then in 2039 they came 8th, nearly getting in the playoffs. This season they've came 19th, but there's an issue. They're still rich, their reputation's on the rise, they're up to 3 stars, which is massively impressive. but they are under a transfer embargo after breaching financial fair play regulations. Let's see when that happened. It's happened a few times actually. It happened in 2038, 2039 and 2040. That's not very good at all. I mean, have there been docked points or anything? Let's have a little look at the table. It doesn't mention anything, so maybe they've just been fined. There they are in 19th with 50 points. But South Shields, they must be spending some big cash to be getting fined by financial fair play every year. Let's have a little look at their transfer history. Finally, they are starting to spend some money. Only when they're in the championship, they're not going too crazy. Although this season I haven't spent anything, probably because I haven't been able to. In 2039, they spent just shy of £20 million. Season before that, 2038, £23.5 million. Finally, after all these years, South Shields are spending the money I thought they would spend. I mean, to be honest, I think I was kidding myself. Why on earth would they be spending that kind of money when they were in the National League, even lower than that? They did right, they got their infrastructure right, they got facilities upgraded and whatnot. They've done this the right way. Now they are spending big wages. They're paying someone 60 grand a week in the Championship. That is outrageous money. And it's that kind of money that will eventually take them to the Premier League. I mean, they've came close. I mean, let's have a look. That season they came 8th. Let's have a little look at how they did. It was 2039, sorry. They came 8th. Not too far off the playoffs. Only 6 points away from the playoffs. So, I mean, that's the closest they've came to getting to the Premier League. Even though they're having difficulty with financial fair play in the past few seasons, they can do it. They can go all the way to the Premier League. But the only way you're going to find out if it happens is if you let me know in the comments below that you want a part 3. Let me know. Hammer the like button. Badger me in the comments. If you want it, it will happen. But you need to let me know down in the comments below. But after 20 years, South Shields have gone all the way up to the Sky Bet Championship. They only need one more promotion to make it to the Premier League. Can they do it? There's only one way you're going to find out. We will leave it there. Thank you so much for watching, and let me know what you think down in the comments below. As always, don't forget to like, share and subscribe to Elecspo. And until next time, we will see you around.